Hola a todos y bienvenidos a otra sesión con Español para DPR. Welcome to another session with Español with DPR. So let's get started. And if you are not a returning student, bienvenidos or bienvenido, bienvenida for the first time. ¿Sí? Okay, vamos a empezar. Let's get started. En este video vamos a ver, right? So in this video, we're going to see a welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, okay? And un poco de español, see, a little bit of Spanish. Pero primero, let's introduce ourselves. Me llamo Michelle, right? My name is Michelle. Yo soy de Houston, Texas. I'm from Houston, Texas. Yo empecé a estudiar el español cuando tenía más o menos 13 años. I started studying Spanish when I was about 13 years old. Yo estudié el español en la Universidad de Texas e hice un intercambio en Costa Rica. So I studied Spanish at UT and I studied abroad in Costa Rica. And here I am right here in Costa Rica. Creo que en Monteverde en esta foto. I think I was in a place in Costa Rica called Monteverde in this particular photo. Sí, y ahora vivo en Austin, Texas. So now I live in Austin, Texas. Here I am, estoy aquí con mi familia, mi esposo y mis dos hijas, ¿sí? Cecilia y Camila. And here is my daughter, Cecilia, the older one, serving some serious looks en el Día de los Muertos, ¿sí? Okay. And so now let's talk about how it works. How is our virtual classroom going to look like coming up in this session? Well, to start, you guys are going to get a weekly pre-class video prep lesson that you guys will have the opportunity to watch the weekend before that next week of classes. And basically what this pre-class prep lesson video is it's just a first look at kind of the biggest talking point for that week, right? So I don't want to say grammar point, but it's like the biggest can do. What are we going to learn to do that week, right? And that means that you get kind of a first pass at it. And then when you go into class, our virtual Monday, Wednesday class, you arrive kind of having seen it already. So you're a little warmed up and you can ask your questions if you want to too. And that really is important because that leaves time for us in class to do more practicing. So these pre-class prep lesson videos are key, okay? Virtual face-to-face core class 2 times a week, right? So like I said, we're going to have a virtual class face-to-face just like this. Well, I mean, not just like this. This is a recording, but we're going to be live, right, on a Zoom classroom every Monday and Wednesday at the same time, right? And that's where we're going to go. That one is more of like our I don't want to call it a formal class, but it's more laid out, right? This is our goals for the lessons today. These are what we're going to practice and so on and so forth. We also have a 1 time per week virtual face-to-face construction language. That's going to happen on Thursdays. And this is more of a laid back environment, right? That is not to say that we're going to learn, but this is kind of taking those points that we've talked about on Mondays and Wednesdays and arriving on Thursday and really getting into using it spontaneously, right? And this is key for helping us being able to produce language like in what we would think of as like a normal conversation, right? And they're lots of fun, and we're going to learn about construction. So we're going to have like construction as a theme on these Thursdays. And so we have all of our curriculum housed on our online platform. It's called Teachable, but everything that we go over in class, including these prep lesson videos, exercises to help you guys get more practice outside of a virtual class. Also, the content that we go through within class is all housed on Teachable online. So you guys can access that If you guys miss a class, for example, or if you just want to go back and look at it, it's always there available for you guys. And last but not least, we have our Padlet. It's a discussion board, right? This is where we're going to just communicate with each other kind of outside of class on our own time when we can. We could think of this as our virtual corkboard. I'll put up important information for you guys here. We're actually going to use this week to introduce ourselves. You can post just a hey, what's up? And the idea is to do this en español para que practiquemos más, right? So that we could practice a little bit more. So you could respond to your friends' posts, like their posts, right? Maybe share information about like a cool concert or restaurant that you've gone to see. So this is kind of in lieu of like, I guess, having like a social media group, like a Facebook group. This is just for our class. It's our little bubble where we can keep the conversation going, right? Okay, ahora un poquito de español. So now a little bit of Spanish, right? We're just gonna jump in here to start getting our feet wet. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples here. Ella sabe tocar la guitarra muy bien, right? So tocar, it means to touch, but also means to play like a musical instrument, right? So entonces ella sabe tocar la guitarra muy bien. Ella conoce al bajista del grupo La Santa Cecilia. Ella conoce al bajista. A bajista is a bassist, like a bass player. Ella conoce al bajista del grupo La Santa Cecilia. Think about it. What do they mean? How are they alike and different? Sabe and conoce. Okay, now really pay attention to this one. Nosotros sabemos la capital de Perú. Nosotros sabemos la capital de Perú. Pero no conocemos la capital de Perú. Pero no conocemos la capital de Perú. Okay? Think about it. Okay, so then they both mean to know. I told you guys that. But what's the difference? Why are there two separate words? Do they mean the same thing? No, they don't, right? So let's start over here with saber, to know facts or information, right? Or to know how to do something. Entonces, nosotros sabemos la capital de Perú. We know what the capital of Peru is. We know the capital of Peru, right? And ella sabe tocar la guitarra. She knows how to play the guitar, right? That was saber. Now let's move over to conocer, right? To know, or if the first time, to meet or be introduced to a person, right? So to be familiar, right? We could think of this as to know a person or to be familiar with. So, for example, ella conoce al bajista del grupo. She knows the bass player, right? That is a person. So we conocer a person, okay? Or to be familiar with a place. So we know the capital de Peru. We know the capital of Peru, right? We know what it is. It's Lima, right? That's information. That's why we say sabemos la capital de Peru. But if you are familiar with a place, it means that you've actually gone there, right? You've walked those streets. You've been to those pubs, right? So by saying, nosotros sabemos la capital de Perú, pero no conocemos la capital. It's like saying, I know what it is. I know what the capital is, but I've never been there, right? I'm not familiar with the city, okay? Muy bien. Entonces, so we now know how to, or like when to use saber and conocer, I could say. Now let's learn how to conjugate them. And this is really just a review, but hey, if it's the first time you're seeing it, then good time to take some notes, okay? Here we go with saber, right? To know information, right? Or to know how to do something. Yo sé, tú sabes, él, ella, usted sabe, nosotros sabemos, ellos, ellas, ustedes saben. Right? And then conocer, to know a person or be familiar with a place. Yo conozco, tú conoces, él, ella, usted conoce, nosotros conocemos, ellos, ellas, ustedes conocen. Sí, muy bien. Okay, ahora te toca. It is your turn now, okay? Let us decide in each one of these. Is it saber en conocer? Or conocer, I should say. Is it saber o conocer? And how are we going to conjugate it here? Take a brief pause, fill in these blanks, and then we'll check. Okay, vamos a repasar. So here we go. It would be yo conozco a unas personas de Cuba, right? I know some people from Cuba. Él quiere conocer ese país. He wants to know or get to know, in other words, go to that country. ¿Tú sabes que el béisbol es muy importante allí? I guess it could be a question or a statement. Tú sabes que el béisbol es muy importante allí. You know that baseball is very important there. Pero yo no sé jugar, but I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play baseball. Okay, muy bien. Y ahora vamos a hablar del Padlet. So now we're going to talk about the Padlet. We're going to introduce ourselves. So remember, this is our virtual discussion board. So I want everyone before class to go to Padlet, and it's really easy. You're just going to scroll down to the bottom, and there's going to be instructions on how to use it. So you're going to see, I want you guys, you're going to see my post, so you could use it as inspiration or a guide or whatever you want. But essentially, I just want you to tell me a little bit about yourself. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? ¿De dónde eres? Right? Where are you from? And ¿dónde vives ahora? Where do you live now? Right? Entonces, solo tres cosas, just 3 little things. And feel free to share anything extra if you want. ¿Sí? Okay, entonces, preparación para la semana 1. So prep for week 1, just make sure to read your welcome email from Freestyle, access Teachable, that's our online curriculum platform, and explore, click around, get to know the things that are in there, look through all the awesome materials that we have for you guys, post on our Spanish 1B Padlet, right? Those 3 things. And if you have time, get started on week 1 vocab flashcards. And that's it. Nos vemos. Adiós.